What up, what up, what up, gangsters, riders, hustlers, real life man trying to get their life right. What's good with every man? What's good with everybody, man? Salute. I want to thank everybody that subbed up to the new channel, man. I know it was not the biggest of numbers, but it's much appreciated from the bottom of the heart. Come on, hey, come here. Come on, let's go, bye-bye. Plus, every small thing always blooms into something big, man. So I'm not disappointed at all. And I was kind of surprised. I seen a couple people that I didn't expect to sub up to the new channel because really, honestly, I know it's something that they're not really used to, and they don't really, they really probably ain't never been a part of anything that I'm talking about. But big shout out to you motherfuckers, man, because, it's always good to absorb knowledge and listen to somebody's story, man, and try to not relate, but try to have some understanding, man, because there's good people from all walks of life, even if there's a bad stigma on them, so that's that, man. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that did that, man. And we gonna grow. So I wanted to talk about in this video, everything has a starting point. Everything has a aspect where something starts or somebody starts doing something, and this is Sevlok's starting point to kind of inside of why I turned the way I did. So I was born in Denver, Colorado, 5 Points area to be exact, east side. And my neighborhood that I was born in, born and pretty much, spent a lot of my days because, that was the set, that was the turf, was, 27 Arapahoe Court projects when they were up, 5 Points area, man, all that east side shit. And pretty much when I was young, I was still a kid, in the 90s, but that neighborhood was, infested with gang activity. A lot of shit going down on that block, man. A lot of shit going down in them projects, but I was a kid. So when I was a kid, earliest memories was, you can't go out past this certain time because motherfuckers is out there tripping. A lot of people were dying. And I know for a fact when motherfuckers hear this, it's some shit that you might not believe, but it's reality. Like I said, I'm gonna bring it 100%, and I'm gonna tell you some reality. But the 90s hit, and like 89, 88, 89, man, a big wave of Cali motherfuckers came out here. Like I'm talking about California gangs, because 80s hit, bro, the late 80s, man, and it was just a lot of the crack epidemic hit, and so a lot of these Cali gangs hit, man, and that area, bro, that area just literally got overtook with the gang activity. You had people from neighborhood cars over there, the Rowans. You had fucking a lot of Compton shit, a lot of Compton Crip riders. You had majority of my neighborhood was like the Crips, like Crips and Odies, man. But I remember young kid, before I could really comprehend what was going on. I remember going outside a couple times on the block and seeing my real family, like my bloodline family, fighting with some of the Crips over there, like a big ass gang fight, man. And seeing uncles and shit banging in the middle of the street. That project living, it was fast paced, fast paced. So at the time, at that time too, my pops gets hit with a case. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets hit with a case, so he goes to the joint. He gets a prison term, and he leaves pretty much me and pretty much him and my mom were not really you know, didn't have the best relationship, but he left me out to Van in this thing called, you know, the world. So what happens? My mom fucking, you know, moving from that neighborhood, because a lot of people from the Five Points, the east, they didn't want to be really over there because of what was going on. You know, it was not a good area. It truly wasn't a good area. So my mom, you know, the very best next thing was to move out of that neighborhood and move up west side, you know, up to the West Denver, you know, far west, you know, not knowing that every, you know, nobody even knew this, but every area had something going on. Every area has some type of, you know, at that time has some type of gang activity. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know about what the West Side, you know, what the West Side was all about till I got over there, you know. So I was young. I was only like in 3rd grade. I pulled up to these apartments, Newland Square, and, you know, was starting to move in. But I started noticing when I moved in, you know, there was actual groups of people that lived in them apartments. And when I first seen them, like, you know, I looked totally different being from the east side. We had our own style over there. We had, like, you know, we would rock, you know, Chuck Taylors and Dickie suits and Dickies, and, you know, and everything was all, you know, everything in that little neighborhood was all blue. So, you know, it was a whole different atmosphere, because when I got over there to the west side, you started seeing them dudes, you know, they had, you know, more red on, you know, they had the tan brown pants on. So when I pulled up over there, I'm moving in, you know, I see one of the little motherfuckers mugging me, like, for no reason at all, and I don't even know, you know, because at this time I'm like, damn, I'm a young motherfucker, bro. I didn't think that's how it was. So when I moved over there, I get everything moved in, and then there's a playground out there, and one day, like, it was the second day I was over there, I went out to the playground, I'm chilling, while this little fool, you know, he looks about my age, but, you know, he's like a year older than me. Joseph Abato, he comes out and he's like, hey, homie, like, he's talking like he's super, you know, gang banged out. He's like, hey, homie, where you from? And I said, man, I just moved over here, bro. I'm from, you know, Five Points area. And he's like, wow, this is the west side, homie. So I was like, oh, hell no, these fools are really tripping. Like, they don't like, I guess they, you know, this is the first time I'm seeing, you know, people not like somebody because, you know, they from the east side. So a couple days go on, bro. And I remember getting put in school over there. And, you know, this is elementary, but I remember they went to the little fool Joseph Abato went to the school over there, and, like, he was like a bully, you know what I'm saying? He was like one of them motherfuckers that, you know, carried his weight because he was kind of bigger. And every time he would see me, you know, going to, you know, to recess and shit, he'd be like, what up, West Side? And I'd be like, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? And he just, you know, wanted to fucking leave me alone, bro. So there was this girl named Laura Johnson, and I started to talk to her, so I guess that was like his girl, but he seen that shit. And then one day at recess, like, it was like break or some shit, this fool, he seen that shit and he came up to me like, hey, fool, I want the heads with you. And I said, for what? He's like, shit, why you talking to her? And I was like, because I can. This is when I started, you know what I'm saying, getting pissed. And I was like, because I can. He's like, well, I want the heads with you, you know. So I was like, fuck. And I was kind of nervous. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna cap. So I walked out. When I walked out, there was like him, and then he had like 3 other fools from, you know, his grade. I'm in the 4th grade. He's in the 5th, but there's 3 of these motherfuckers, bro. So we're about to get the heads, and then the fucking, you know, the principals, you know, walk up, and he's like, when we get back to the apartments, I want the heads. So I get back to the apartments, you know, and he's out there with his brothers and shit, bro. He's out there with his brothers, and he's out there with them other little kids. They got to the apartments before I did. And I still, you know, in my mind, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are really tripping. Like, they just did not like an East Side homie being over there. Like, and I'm not even claiming like I'm from the East Side. I'm just, that's where I'm from. But they just had a biased, they just did not like that part of town for some reason. And I know why now, because where they're from, it's, you know, the West Side, and predominantly it's Bloods, you know, a lot of Blood hoods, and then, you know, there's GKI hoods, and then, you know, you have the AKs and some of the Inca boys. But where I'm from, in the 5 Points, it's more, you know, it's flooded with Crips and Odies. Like I said, Crips and Odies. So that was the barrier. At that time, I didn't understand it. And I never experienced anything like this. So anyways, we get back to the apartments. We go to the side of the apartments, and I remember at this time, you know, his brothers, his older brothers, and these are teenagers, like older teenagers. They're like, nah, you gonna get the heads. So me and this fool, like, I'm kind of scared, but, you know, I said, fuck it, man. I ain't gonna let these motherfuckers bully me. So we go to the side, bro. As soon as we go to the side, we're like kind of squared up, and this fool punches me in my mouth. Boom. And, you know, he's a little kid, so it don't even really faze me, but I get a little bloody mouth. Boom. So we start chunking him. Boom, boom, boom. And I drop him. I get on top of him. Boom, boom. And then, so when that happens, man, the other little dudes in that elementary that was over there, they start fucking hitting me in the back, and they start like jumping me, bro. Like, start jumping me. Boom, 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 boom. And they start kicking me. And his brother, the little brothers, are like, yeah, this is the West Side. This is the West Side. And they're laughing and shit. So anyways, their mom comes out like, stop it. So I get up, man, and I'm bloody at the lid, man. And I go back to the fucking my house and shit, man. And I have a bad taste. I have a bad taste for this side of town now. I did not like it, you know. And this is when I started getting biased against anything that was West Denver. Like, I hated the gangs, and at this time too, I was mad that my mom took me away from my old school, away from my old friends. So I started being defiant, you know. And just, I didn't fit in the West Side. I didn't fit in the West Side at all. So at this time too, the big word was, I had older cousins, and my older cousins and shit, they formed this group, and there was a big ass buzz on my older cousins, because my older cousins were traveling to California, and they were going to fuck with Hollow Tip, and they were going to fuck with Luna Coleon and Killa Tay, you know, all the Cali fools in this music. So they were putting out an album from Denver called Arapaho Truths, Original Rhyme and Core Hip Hop Blues, and it had all these features from California, Lunatic, and, you know, like I said, Killa Tay, Spice One, shit, who else was on there? Fucking Nike Loke, you know, they just went to go fuck. E40 and the Click, you know, Sally Sal and Be Legit, they went to go fuck with them. So that was the big, you know, the big buzz in Denver. And these are my older cousins. So my mom couldn't really honestly handle me, bro, because I started sneaking out. I started fucking drinking. I started, you know, going crazy because I was just mad at life, you know. So she called my older cousins, and pretty much she called them, and I was like, I'm gonna go live with these motherfuckers. So my mom actually getting to a point, she made me go live with my older cousins, which my older cousin, Bible Lil Eloke, that's the OG homie from the hood, he took me in. And that's where it all started, that taste. So after the aspect of, you know, going through that shit at them apartments, I started knowing that there's separation, you know, there's motherfuckers that really be tripping on that shit. So their separation and their hate towards me being from the East, being from East Side Denver, it made me have a hatred, you know, for them. So that's where the journey started, you know what I'm saying? I'll go in the next video, I'm gonna go on, but yeah, man, that was probably the aspect that showed me really what the separation is, and I didn't like it. I didn't like them fools. I didn't like what they stood for after that. So, you know, I became really, really bitter towards them motherfuckers, and anything I could do to get at them fools, you know, it was on and popping. But thank you for tuning into the videos, man. We gonna go. I'm gonna tell you the story, man. I'm gonna tell you the journey. You know what time it is. Let's get it popping. Oh boy.